Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful and you had a wonderful Easter holiday. Thank you so much for all your well wishes. I had a fabulous holiday. We actually went out of town and it was super fun. We hadn't did it in a very long time, and so I think it kind of refreshed our souls. We are going to go ahead and create a project today for Spellbinders using the Clear Stamp of the Month Club Kit, and it is a beautiful stamp set. It actually coordinates with the Large Die of the Month Club Kit and the Glimmer Kit of the Month, so you can interact these dies. Not always the Spellbinders do this, but when they do, it's actually kind of nice that they coordinate. Today I wanted to show you the versatility of the stamp set. So I'm going to make a mini Slimline card. Been loving these lately. I'm going to take a pencil and mark the edges of my cardstock because I want the full width of my mini Slimline for my card today. And you can see that the stamp won't fit the complete width, so we're going to use the die kind of as a guide on where to place our image. There's two images. One of them is the candles, which is fabulous, but the other one is a branch, but there's 3 images that you can stamp on that branch. So you have actually 4 borders you could create with the Clear Stamp of the Month Club Kit this month. I think that's pretty neat. I'm inking up my stamp. We're going to stamp it, and it's a wavy candle, which is really nice. We all need birthday cards. And then to extend it, I'm going to clear off my stamp because we're going to remove it from the lid of our misti, and then we are going to reposition it. Now you can do this with acrylic block, but the misti I think it's going to be easier to line up. I'm actually lining it up over 4 of the existing candles. This way it keeps the curve of my regular Slimline die from the Large Die of the Month Club Kit. I'm going to scoop my cardstock over so my stamp will fit flat in my misti, and then we'll pick it up with the lid and I'll ink up my stamp once more. And I'm not going to ink up the 4 that's on the left side that are overlapping because the ink will look doubled up. Basically it'll be a more intense impression, and I just want the same impression all along. So this is pretty neat stamp set because you can continue it. If you have one of the large 12 by 12 mistis, you can create a scrapbook page the same exact way, just going around the edge. I think that's pretty fabulous too. So you could do mini Slimlines, A2 size cards, you can even do A7 cards if you want. I'm taking my pencil and marking heavily the areas so I don't have to color in the excess candles, which you could. There's only like 5 left over, but I'm going to go ahead and color with my Copic markers. My coloring is pretty basic, and forgive me if you can hear a chainsaw in the background. We have a tree stump in our yard, and with the weather warming up, we're going to be mowing the lawn a lot, and my husband wants to just fill that in with some fresh grass and be able to mow directly over it. So he's trimming it down underneath the grass level, and so forgive the chainsaw. It's probably a little too much information for you guys, but I thought if you heard it, that's why I'll let you know what's going on. Okay, coloring is all done. Now we're going to take the die and cut out the bottom border. Now the Large Die of the Month Club Kit, this is a straight edge, but it does have dotted detail above the straight edge. So we're going to line it up and create a little border. And then once we have the bottom cut, it just follows along. It's pretty neat, huh? And again, if you don't have the Large Die of the Month Club Kit, you can always use scissors. This is a pretty basic cut. Now, if you use this die on the very top of your candle border, you're not going to have the dotted detail on the top, unless you flip it. Well, I guess you couldn't really flip it around, but no dotted detail on the front. But that's okay. That's where we're going to add our sentiment. So we have a fun candle strip that's kind of wonky. I'm loving this. We're going to make a birthday card, which I really need more birthday cards. We're going to go ahead and take our mini Slimline card. My mini Slimline cards measure 3 1/4 inches wide by 6 1/4 inches long. But you could use any kind of measurements for your mini slimlines. It's just customary. For my background, we're going to use some 12 by 12 Playful prints from Fun Stamper's Journey. I know Spellbinders probably discontinuing some of their 12 by 12 paper pads. I'm not sure if this is one of them, but if they still have it, I'll list it below. But I love the stars on here. I think it goes really well with the candles. So I'm just going to trim down a piece that we can cover our entire slimline, mini slimline card front here. I think this is going to work out good. I tried to use colors of Copic markers that coordinated with the stars in this pattern paper. So there's oranges and I didn't use any red though. I thought the red would be a little harsh. But there's blues and yellow, oranges and greens, which is nice. We're going to use our tape runner and adhere this to the front of our mini slimline card. And then any excess overhanging, we'll use our scissors and trim off. Once the excess is trimmed off, we can add our birthday candles. And obviously, since our candles are portrait style, we're going to make a, actually, they're not portrait, they're landscape. I always get those two mixed up, but the landscape is what we're going to be creating today. And I go ahead and I wanted the swerve not to be centered. So this is a great way to extend these candles to off-center it. I'm going to adhere my candle border to some black cardstock. And actually I'm just going to use my scissors to trim around the edge. I'm going to also take some black or some black ink and stamp the sentiment that says happy birthday. You can see the curve on this. So you could put it below your border or above it. I thought we would trim around it on the very top, leaving a little bit over, hanging over on the bottom, and then adding some tape on the bottom of our sentiment. And we're going to adhere this to the top of our candle border in this little swerve. And I think it looks wonderful. And you can see my fussy cutting is not perfect, but I think your focus will be on the candles versus my black border. At least I'm hoping. We're going to add foam adhesive behind our candles here. Pop it up, and then I'm going to add a little sparkle to my candle flames using my diamond stickles. And after we have sparkle on the candle flames, I'm going to bring in some gems from Spellbinders. I think this is called the silver mix. I'm not quite sure. Yes, the silver mix. We're going to add some silver all around in the background pattern paper. After we got this done, I thought it looked good, but I kept staring over at the scalloped edge border die in the large die of the month club kit. So that's what I think we're going to do, add a scalloped edge. So my candle flames are still wet, so I'm being real careful. I speared a couple of them. But I die cut out that scalloped edge, and we're gonna adhere this strip underneath the bottom of our candles, leaving a little bit of a wider border. And I think the scallop just added a little bit of extra detail to our card. I'm going to add a little bit more foam adhesive and place that back on its home. And then since I already added my silver mix gems, I have a couple that are being hidden with the addition of my scalloped edge. So we're going to take the craft pick and just kind of pull them out so you can see them and see a little bit more sparkle. If you had some clear stars too, I think that would be pretty in the background. But that is basically my card today. We're going to do a few quick fixes with the silver gems and then also some of the glitter. When I removed it, I actually got it on my arm, and so I'm just adding a few more sparkle spots and some glue to this corner. It lifted a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed my project today using the Spellbinders Clear Stamp of the Month Club Kit for April 2021. Now, as I was looking at the stamp, there's 3 sentiments: hello, happy birthday, and thank you. Now, I wasn't sure if you could actually go along the curve with them, but you can't. You could just go above or below it. But the nice thing about the curve on these sentiments is you can make a wider curve or even a circle with them. So that might be in a future project. But thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.